everyone, this side Diksha Ahuja. Welcome back to my channel Economic Zone by Diksha Ahuja. In this video I will be covering up Unit 4 of Microeconomics, that is forms of market and price determination under perfect competition. So you should be knowing that this total unit comprises of 10 marks and these are two chapters, right? Forms of market is one chapter and the another chapter inclusion is price determination under perfect competition. We know that demand and supply togetherly determine the price for perfect competition. So in this video I will be covering up the first chapter of this unit, that is forms of market. So let's understand how many types of market we have and what are the features of all the market. So I'll be going to cover all those topics which we're gonna cover in 2020 exam, and all is being deleted is not covered in this video. So let's start. So basically, what do you mean by a market? Market means a place where the buyer and seller interact with each other for buying and selling of the commodity, right? So in economics we define market in the four types. So the market can be perfect competition and imperfect competition, and imperfect competition includes three aspects, three types: monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. So basically these two types, perfect and imperfect competition, are itself are two forms of market. And as we have understood in the revenue chapter also, perfect competition means when the firm is selling more at constant prices. So perfect competition में कैसे prices होते हैं? Constant. On the other hand, imperfect competition sells more at lowering the price. So imperfect competition has a realistic form and perfect competition is an idealistic picture and not exist in the real world. So let's start with all the topics. Basically in this video I'll be covering perfect competition and oligopoly because these two topics are coming. Let's start with the very first form of market, that is perfect competition. The word itself suggests you that this competition is having perfect features, means that the perfect ideal situation of the market that our market should be. So let's understand all the features of perfect competition one by one deeply. So these all are the features of perfect competition: large number of buyers and sellers, homogeneous product, perfect knowledge, freedom of entry and exit, and no selling cost exists. So let's understand the implication of all the features one by one. Firstly, we are saying there are a large number of buyers and sellers, means a single buyer and a single seller do not influence the market price. एक seller and एक buyer का कोई role ज़्यादा नहीं होता in the market. So these firms and the buyer is a price taker. So a firm is a price taker. A firm is a price taker, right? So that's why we say that how these like market is determined. It is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. You can have a look in this picture that this is the diagram of industry. Industry is the price maker with the demand and supply intersect, and this is the diagram of a firm. A firm has to take the price as given. So the price that AR curve is horizontal line parallel to x-axis. Second is homogeneous product. We are saying that all firms are selling identical products. That's why no seller can charge a higher price from the buyer. So they exist uniform price in the market. There exists uniform price in the market. So third is perfect knowledge about the prices and technology. So here we are saying that buyers and sellers both are having perfect knowledge about the market. Not the buyers are fools, not even the sellers are fools. They have the knowledge of technology, and all the sellers are having equal technology. So both of them are having perfect knowledge. And last is no selling cost. So no selling cost includes that since they are earning only normal profits, they are not earning super normal profits, they are earning just minimum profits. So there is no advertisement cost. They do not spend a single penny on advertisement. And one is that there is freedom of entry and exit, which is very important feature of perfect competition, that any firm is allowed to enter or leave the industry, right? These people can enter or leave the industry at any point of time. Why so? Because these are having freedom to entry and freedom to exit. Let's say the firms are earning abnormal profits. So if they are earning abnormal profits, the firms will enter the industry. When the firms will enter the industry, the supply will increase. When the supply will increase, obviously the market prices will decrease, thereby decreasing the profit of the firm. So the conclusion is, in the long run, perfect competition firms can only earn normal profits. This is one of the important feature. This is also one of the important feature of perfect competition. So let's make the definition of perfect competition from this, that says that perfect competition is a market form in which there are large number of buyers and sellers selling homogeneous product, having perfect knowledge about the market, and there is a freedom to entry and exit. What we need to do is we need to combine all the features togetherly to form the definition. So our next task is to understand the next form of market, that is oligopoly. Now let's understand the fourth form of market, that is oligopoly. So let's understand the other two also. We heard about monopoly. Monopoly means mono means single and poly means seller. Right? Monopolistic means large number of buyers and sellers. So let's understand what you mean by oligopoly. So divided into two halves. Oligo means few and poly means sellers. So we are saying this is that market form in which there are only few sellers, right? That means there are not very huge number, large number of sellers such as 1,000, 100 or whatsoever. They approximate, they are not determined actually, but in different industries there are different firms. Let's say 7 firms, 10 firms, 12 firms, right? But there are only few firms only, not in a large number. So the very first feature of oligopoly is there are few sellers. That means each seller is having significant share in the total market supply. जितने भी लोग supply कर रहे हैं, तो everybody is having certain percentage in the total market supply, right? And therefore they are themselves a price maker. They decide their prices themselves only. So next is mutual interdependence. This is one of the important features of oligopoly. Mutual interdependence says that the firms in this industry are mutually related to each other. Mutually related means the action of one firm makes the action of other. Let's say the chess player plays, right? When one plays its game, then the another play. Similarly, here it happens. The action of one firm affects the action of other. I can give you one example as well. You must have seen the Jio competition with Airtel and Voda, right? When the Jio changed its prices too low or increase the rate of data it has given, so thereby the other firms also, the Voda, Idea, Airtel also increased the data pack and reduced the prices. So basically, when one firm changes some product, some strategy, the other firms also react on that. Is that clear? Okay, the next is non-price competition. So we should know that they do not fight on the basis of prices so much, right? They do not fight on the basis of prices. Why so? Because prices create price war. If one will reduce the price, the other will reduce more, the other will reduce more, and it will create the situation of price war, and the sellers have to sell in free, right? To avoid that price war, they decide to compete accordingly, non-price competition basis, according to coupons, according to all other things. The next is after that, barriers to entry. So what do you mean by barriers to entry? There's not so much easy task to enter the industry. Like if I want to enter the industry, then it's not an easy task because of the huge capital involved. Just imagine Ambani only, the Jio market, the Jio industry. In that, a huge capital is being involved before starting up the business, right? So in this industry, automobile industry, cement industry, right, all those big entrepreneurs enter in this. Not all the enterprises enter in this. So basically, it's not very easy to enter this market because of huge capital involved, or if you are having certain patent rights over your product. Let's take an example of MI is having certain patent rights of its technology which the other mobile phones are not having. Therefore any other market and any other firm cannot enter easily, right? It can be patent right, it can be license, it can be huge capital, so that there are barriers to entry. No any firm can enter the market easily. So last is selling cost. What do you mean by selling cost? Advertisement cost. Since there are so many competitors here and all are investing a huge amount in the business, so there are also costs involved of advertisement. So in this oligopoly market, the firms also spend a good amount of cost on advertisement to make the brand value of their product, brand value of their product price. Okay, so these are all the features of oligopoly. Now my last topic which I'll be covering will be the types of oligopoly. They can be perfect, imperfect, and they can be collusive, non-collusive oligopoly. let's talk about the types of oligopoly that exist in the market. So first, let's talk about the distinguish upon perfect and imperfect oligopoly. What does this word perfect means? Perfect means pure oligopoly in which the firms are selling homogeneous product. If you see the market of cement or if you see the market of steel, so in these two markets the products are homogeneous. Let's say you can distinguish between the Samuja cement or Ultratech cement or any other, right? You cannot distinguish. Only the company name is different. So those firms which are selling homogeneous product is known as perfect oligopoly, and those firms which are selling differentiated products, those are known as imperfect oligopoly. Next is collusive oligopoly and non-collusive oligopoly. There are some firms which cooperate with each other and decide their prices and output, their strategies. So in the future they might merge up and end up as a cartel, a joint merger firm, right? Many examples I've given you in the lectures also. Vodafone and Idea or Hero Honda once merged at some point of time. So these oligopolies markets are known as collusive oligopoly. And the last is non-collusive. Now those who go together without telling the strategies of each other, and at the same time they compete with each other on the basis of strategies, prices and output decisions. For example, automobile industry, mobile industry, or the SIM market which we have, which Jio and Airtel you can see that both are competing with each other at a good pace, right? So here comes the end of the chapter. In this chapter you need to do these two topics with features properly, right? And in the next video I will come up with the next chapter, that is price determination under perfect competition. So till then, bye bye, take care.